Okay, it's done it now. So if I do File New, and then you just choose the size of the piece of paper. There's preset ones down here, so I can just choose that one. Facebook event image, and say Create. So that's just a size and shape and resolution of paper that's preset. So then if we do File, Open, because I just saved your images out of slides, they should be on the recent images. So I just need to open them up, and then I'll show you how you can put them together. We could spend our lesson watching the circle load up. I hope it won't take our lesson. Sorry, I think there's something very slow in my internet. Maybe I'll close down that. I can't do anything while I'm in here. Okay, right, so I've got this picture. It was definitely that one, and hopefully this is the butterfly. So if you hold down Control, you can get both images at once. So they've both gone blue. So I say Open. So you click and hold down Control to get more than one picture. And then they should open up in here. Okay, so only one of them opened up. So I'm going to drag this picture. So if you get the background and drag it into the new project, and the new project goes blue when you hover over it. A bit hard to see, but I think it's gone in there, hopefully. Yeah, so it's in here, but it's very small. So I could just make it a bit bigger. Edit, transform, scale. This is because the resolution of this image is less than the image that we've just dragged it into. So I'm holding down the Shift key when I make it bigger so that it doesn't change its proportions. I'll just stretch it on that end as well so it goes a bit bigger that way. Okay, that's probably big enough. So I'll have to go and get the other picture, because it only brought one of them in, which is annoying. So we'll get the butterflies. So how are you finding it, Jenny, online? Are you okay with it?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Do you miss seeing people?
Yeah, that's the most thing I miss.
Yeah. I thought people would use these meets quite socially and have chats on them, but people tend to want to leave once they've had a chat. How annoying that I didn't get this one last time. Right, okay. So it's definitely that one. Is it definitely selected? No, I don't think so. Yes, it is. Okay. So to select you're better off just taking it straight into the other projects, because what happens, sometimes you make selections in here and then you drag them over and the selection that you did has disappeared. We can try it and see. But sometimes it just doesn't work. It just takes it as it was originally. So if I use the magic wand, I should be able to click on the white bit to select all the white bit and then press backspace to delete it. So it's got a few extra bits down here. So if I click on those, I'm on add to. That's what I want. I don't want it to make a new selection. It's calling it unite on here. That just means add this to the selection that I'm clicking on. So I should be able to add. If you can't see, you just do Control+. And then if you hold down the shift key, oh, that was too big. So you can do Control minus to zoom it back out. If you hold down the shift key, you can then click and drag and sort of move, not the shift key, sorry, the space bar. You hold the space bar down and then click and drag on your mouse, you can move across the picture. So I'm just adding these small bits into the selection, and then you can press backspace. It doesn't look like it's adding them all in. I think it is now. You can do it a quicker way as well. You can also draw. Make sure you're on add to. So I'm using the rectangle and I'm adding to, and I'm adding these bits in. So it's like easier if they don't click easily with the magic wand, just do it like that. So I need to get rid of that bit in the corner. Hopefully it will remember all of this when I drag it over. Okay, so I'm just going to add those parts in. So I've got a little bit there. So you can also remove the, so do select, deselect, Control minus to see it smaller. You can also remove the grey from inside those drawings, but I'm just going to drag them in first. So if I get the background layer and drag it into new project, it's blue. Oh, I don't know if it went in there or not. Let's have a look. I don't think, oh no, it's gone inside itself. It's gone inside the other one. Hopefully it went in there. Let's have a look. I don't know, I might have added it to itself again. Yes, they're in here. Okay, so I can close that down. It will ask me, do I want to save it because I made changes? So I'll just say, no, I don't want to save it. I'll close it. Okay, so this one's quite big. We're probably better off getting the individual butterflies on their own. So while I'm on that layer is dark. So you click to move between layers. So I'm gonna, wait, I'm on the wrong one. So I'm going to draw a rectangle around this one, and then I'll say new layer via copy, and it will make a copy of that one with just that one on it. So new layer via copy, and you see here that butterfly has gone on a layer on its own. So I'll just hide it, and then I'll go back on that background and just move it up a bit so I can get the other one on its own. So I'll do the same for this one. Or maybe we should have removed the grey while we're on one layer. Anyway, I'll do this. So layer, new layer via copy. And then you can either do the same for the bottom one, or you can just delete the other two from the bottom one. So we could select, oh, I didn't select it all. So I'm on, no, I'm not on the bottom one, am I? So if I go on, yes, I am on the bottom one. So I'm on the bottom layer, and then I can press backspace and delete those bits off there. But I've still got some bits here. So I'm just going to select them and press backspace. So if I hold down the space bar, click and drag. Wait, I'm just going to deselect. So if I hold down the space bar, click and drag. No, I can't move up the picture. I'm already up it, aren't I? So I can just press the move tool and move it down to get rid of that bit of the butterfly. You could either do it the way that I did it before and just copy the layer, or you can delete the other bits of that layer. So now on this layer, we've just got that other butterfly. So we'll do select, deselect, and we'll just move up so that we can see that other butterfly. So this butterfly is here, and then the others are on the separate layers. So you can select with the magic wand the grey parts and get rid of them. So I think this will just select the one grey part, but if I untick this, contiguous, it will get all the grey parts in the picture. So then I should be able to press backspace, and then that they're deleted. So you can do select, deselect, and then you can move this butterfly to be over the top of this image. So you can resize it on the transform. If you do edit, transform, scale, So you can rotate it, you can resize it, you can do what you want to it. So make sure you hold down the shift key so it doesn't change its proportions. Oh, I think I'm just moving it there. Okay, so you can move it around like that. You can use the cursor keys, which I'm clicking on now, to sort of do small nudges and say yes. Now, if it's a bit heavy like it looks there, you can make it a bit opaque, a bit see-through, sorry, so that it's a bit more subtle. So you could sort of do that to it. Or you could try these modes on it as well. So if you go to the modes, which are here, so it only does it to the layer that you're working on. So dissolve just puts speckles on it, so I don't ever look at that one. So I've gone to darken, and then if I just use the cursor keys to go down, I'm going down all the choices that are here. There's a list of choices that you could do. So you can go down and see if you like it. So you might like that green one or this one. So you sort of choose the one that you like. If you like it on screen, like it's on there, no, it's on lighten now. So if you like it on darker colour, leave it on darker colour. Or if you want it to go back to normal, just go back to the top of the list. So as soon as you click off that and go on something else, it will leave it in whatever mode you left it in. Okay, so you can also invert it over here. So if you do image adjustments, invert, it will turn it to a white colour. Although that's quite green, isn't it? So you could lighten it up if you want to. Do image adjustments, brightness, contrast, and you can make it a bit lighter. It must be a slightly off black, the colour that's on there, for it to have gone that colour. So you can make it lighter and have it as a white shape if you want. And then you can just do that with all the layers, so you can adjust and sort of lay them on like that. You can also make it a brush. I wonder if I can do it with this one, the background layer. I don't know if it will do it with the whole image. I'll try. So I'm on that layer of the white butterfly. So I think I can do edit, define new brush. And I should have made a brush that is a butterfly. So if you go on to the brushes, it should be a choice of brush to use. Is it that one? I think that's the whole picture. It's done the whole picture. So look, I could paint. Have I chosen it? It did the whole picture. So you can basically, but that will paint with her face and everything. It's not letting me pick it. I don't know why. But if you got the butterfly on its own, in an image on its own without all these layers, I'm not sure what's happened here. It's stopped me from being able to draw on the image. So if you got that butterfly on its own, you can define it as a brush and then paint with it, but it will only put it on. Oh, it's there. So it's putting a picture of her on. It's putting the whole image on. And because I had inverted the image, then it goes on as an inverse image. So I'd inverted that butterfly. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's painting with a brush of the whole picture now. So if I put it here, it goes on inverted using the colours that were... Oh, it won't let me point at anything. I need to get off the brush. So it's using the colours that were here and it's inverting the image that I defined as a brush. So that's quite a nice effect too. But I was trying to just get the butterfly. So you'd need it to be in an image of its own at the top if you want it to be defined as a brush. But then it doesn't remember the brush the next time you come on Photopea. It only uses it in this session. So you'd have to create it again if you wanted to use it again. Okay? Do you think you'd understand how to recreate that?
Yeah, I think so.
And add the butterflies over the top?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to stop recording and then I can send you this video in case I sort of review any of it. So I'm going to leave you to try next week to try overlaying